What's up, baseball family? Welcome to this Thursday Night Live. We're excited to be here. I'm sorry, the Yankees and the Red Sox are playing, so I have been distractified. Hope you don't know. It's still tied 1-1 in the boogie down. We're in the middle of the eighth right now, so the Yankees are on their way to the plate. Been doing a lot of good bullpen work, and we're excited to be here with you tonight because that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Brad, how are you this fine Thursday?
I'm doing so good, Brig. My wife made some really delicious bread last night, and I've just been eating way too much of it. So
You would.
it was a good day. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what, shoot.
Yeah, I tell
But-
you what. Oh, that's fantastic. Happen to be very happy for you, as a matter of fact.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Love
Before
it.
we get started, we want to make sure everybody knows that Zaka Life, we have partnered with them. They provide organic pain relief balm. You can use it to help with sore muscles, aching joints, and even migraines. Brad loves it for that on the back of his neck. It works great. It is completely marijuana free. You can hit the link in the description, or you can head over to zakalife.com and use code BTPOD. At checkout, that'll get you 5% off your order, and you get to support the show all while you're at it. And don't forget to check out their gummies, their sleep gummies, because that is a great experience. All right, Brad, let's talk about Shohei Ohtani. Don't laugh at me. It is a great experience. Have you done
I
it yet?
understand, but it felt a little bit like you were selling it a little bit more than it was.
Oh, no.
Like it was not that kind of gummy.
Oh, I apologize. No, it is the kind of
It'll put
gummy
you
it
to
is,
sleep.
and it really is a great experience.
It'll help you sleep.
Would you
That's
like
what
me?
it's for.
Would you like me to wax verbose about how much I really like those and how completely gentle it is? It's just wonderful. We're not going to do that, but I do love them. Okay, Shohei Ohtani is on the road to 50-50. And last time we brought you an update was a little bit longer. It's been a little bit longer since last time, where he was at 46-46. Now he's at 47 and 48. That's 47 home runs, 48 stolen bases as of this moment. The Dodgers are off today. Lots of teams don't play today, so don't worry about that. The Dodgers do have an upcoming schedule, which includes 4 games at the Braves in Atlanta, 3 in Miami facing the Marlins, and then they'll host the Rockies for 3 games. The question is, and this is what we all want to know, is does he reach 50-50 over that 10-game stretch? What do you think, Brad?
I think he does.
I do too.
That's only 3 more home runs, 2 more bags. I don't know that he'll get it before they end that wraparound series with the Braves. But I would not be surprised if he got it against the Marlins. Because they have nothing, they have no reason to not pitch to him. The Braves,
right.
I don't know if they'll pitch to him very much. But the
Yeah.
Marlins will pitch to him, and the Rockies certainly will pitch to him. So I think he gets it by the end of that 10-game stretch. Because that's only 3 home runs, 2 bags.
It's really not a big deal.
A couple days of work for Ohtani.
Yeah, I was gonna say not for him. It's he has more time to accomplish that than he did last time. Anyway, the point is the guy's amazing. That's the point. He's gonna do it, and it's fantastic.
And just a reminder, he will be the very first 50-50 member club. 50-50 club member.
Yep.
Just like last year we had Ronald Acuna Jr. with the 40-70 club. Ohtani will be the founding member of the 50-50 club, and that's why this is significant and why we are tracking this, because
Correct.
It's awesome. Good
Now,
for him.
in case you weren't already going to watch every time Ohtani played baseball, and in case you weren't already expecting the Dodgers to go to the postseason, you can go ahead and book that. But there have been conversations and questions have been posed to Dave Roberts, who's the Dodgers manager, as to whether or not Shohei Ohtani would be available out of the bullpen in playoff scenarios. I read this today. I was alarmed, mostly for Ohtani's sake, for the risk of re-injury, which Dave Roberts did address. He said the guy hasn't thrown a high leverage pitch in over a year. It would have to be, I'm reading between the lines here, but it would have to be a really dire situation. He's only thrown bullpens thus far, and even then, I think it's been pretty limited. So,
Mhm.
you Dodgers fans out there who are excited about the playoffs, and you Dodger rivals who are not excited about the playoffs against the Dodgers.
Not about the Dodgers. Not excited about the
Yeah,
Dodgers playoffs. Yeah.
I think you can rest easy knowing that while Ohtani will do probably anything his team needs him to do to win, I doubt Dave Roberts is going to put him in to pitch ever during this postseason. Who knows? But that seems highly unlikely to me. He said he wouldn't close the door on every opportunity, but he would. I think he would prefer not to.
I think what it's going to come down to is, so this is my thing with this. If Otani wasn't on an expiring contract or had one more year, maybe two, I think they would pitch him in the playoffs. But where he is on the first year of a long-term deal, no way. They are
Yeah,
not going to risk that. I mean, it would be like an absolute break glasses in case of emergency situation where it's like game 7, up 1, and you've been blown through the rest of your bullpen because you're in like the 15th inning and you absolutely need him.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
last resort, I think that they might send him in there. Watch it. Could could you imagine that happens? The NLCS game 7.
No, oh man.
Then I think we'll see him, but I don't think that that's going to be the case. I don't think they're going to be like, oh, we need somebody to go down and lock down this last inning. Like, no, it's not going to be Otani.
No, yeah, no. It'll be high leverage.
No, yeah.
It'll absolutely be high leverage. Okay, let's move on. A sad note. Actor and baseball fan James Earl Jones has passed
Well,
away.
I don't think he was a baseball fan though, Brig.
What?
Yeah,
Uh, you take it back right now.
Brig.
Please.
I'm just saying, this is
You
according
can't.
to the New York Times. Are you ready?
Oh my. Oh my God. Okay,
Jones
go
was
ahead.
not a baseball fan growing up, and he did not fall hopelessly in love with the game as a result of appearing in baseball movies.
Well, you've just shattered all of my. I don't know what, but I'm crushed by this news.
I know. I think we all just assumed, but that's what happens when you make assumptions, right?
I did make an assumption. Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate
So,
that. I wish he'd taken
yeah.
that to his grave.
Just let us all live with the illusion.
Man, that's probably way too soon, but I apologize. To be fair to all of us, I'm sure I'm not
To
the
be
only one who
fair.
has assumed that he was a baseball fan because he starred in 4 baseball films. So he's in The Sandlot 1 and 2, which we don't talk about, but we have to at this point in memoriam. Field of Dreams, obviously, and most famously. He was also very, very, very briefly in the Benchwarmers.
Not in a baseball role in any sense of the
Not even
imagination.
close. It's
Spoilers, he was
almost
Darth Vader,
unmentionable. Yeah, yeah,
which I love, by the way.
I do too. And then the oft forgotten but absolutely terrific The Bingo Long Traveling All Stars and Motor Kings with Richard Pryor and Billy D. Williams as they play Negro Leagues baseball players attempting to make it into major leagues and other shenanigans.
From 1976. I need to go watch that movie because that looks fantastic. Like you said, Billy D. Williams, Richard Pryor, James Earl Jones. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch that movie.
Yeah, you absolutely have to.
Literally never heard it. And I watched the trailer too when I was looking this stuff up. I was like, this
Yeah,
looks amazing.
it is wild. It's awesome. And some of the banter on field is just awesome. That's one of the best parts of the movie is the
Is it?
banter,
Yeah,
the chirping. Yeah, it's really great.
love it. I will be watching.
So baseball family, tell us, have you seen that? Because we need to know. If you haven't, go watch it and then come back and tell us what you thought. It's probably not for everybody, but that's okay. Neither is anything else. Okay, let's check in on the playoffs, Brad, while I keep one eye in the boogie down.
Okay.
Currently, the New York Yankees lead in the American League East. They're a game and a half up on Baltimore. Baltimore does not play today. They are traveling. And the Yankees are in game 1 versus the Red Sox right now. The Red Sox are only 4 games out of the wild card conversation. That's not enough to count them out, especially if they put up a good show in the Bronx.
Right. And we'll get
Silly.
to the wild card in a little bit.
Yeah.
4 games in the wild card right now. It's, it's I don't know. It's tough. Well, but like I said, we'll get there.
Stuff.
The Central, I feel like I feel like Cleveland pretty much has it wrapped, right? Like, is that what that feels like to you? Kansas
No,
City's
I
four and a
think
half back. They're 5. Kansas City's 5-5 in their last 10. That's the thing.
yeah, that's true. But I watched them play against the Yankees this last 3 games, and I just thought, "Oh, no," like like, this is a very good baseball team. Um,
It is.
I don't
And it is a very good team, and that's what I've been saying. I've been saying it all year,
You
Brig.
have been.
But at
You
the
have
same
been.
time, though, like, are they falling off the last 2 weeks of the season?
No, they are not. But
You don't think so?
Is Cleveland that much better? Yeah, probably. I would wanna see who Cleveland faces over the next 2 weeks before I made any definitive,
Let me see what I can find out for you real
statements,
quick.
but it certainly doesn't feel it doesn't feel out of reach, but
Let's see here. What's today?
it
Today's the 12th. So they have the Rays this weekend through
okay,
Sunday. So
easy.
today through Sunday, okay. The Twins for 4
Mm,
games.
mm,
That's going to be a big deal. And then the
that'll
Cards,
be a big deal.
and then a couple against the Reds.
Don't
And then
sleep on
they
the
end
Cards
the
right now.
No, and then they're going to end the season against the Astros. So that could be a problem potentially.
Yeah.
Really for
I'm
both teams.
telling you, I don't think Kansas City is all the way out of the division conversation. I just
Well,
don't
let's see
think
who
so.
they have. Let's see who
Because
they
they've
have
got a
coming up.
plus 95 run differential. The Cleveland's baseball club is at plus 79. I know that doesn't tell the whole story, but it certainly doesn't hurt.
Okay, so here's this. Kansas City they're off today, but this weekend they're playing the Pirates. And then
Yeah.
they have the Tigers, who, by the way,
Scorching
but they're
hot.
really wishing they had Jack Flaherty right now. Um, and then the Giants, the Nats, and then they end the season against the Braves.
Well, I would take. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's tough.
I don't
Wow,
know,
that's tough. I'd probably take
but
Kansas City's schedule right now.
I would. But I think making it 4.5 games in that with those schedules, I think is going to be
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much.
I think you're probably
You
right.
know, I
I'm
think
not.
that's the problem here.
I'm not all the way convinced. Talk to me about it next week. I'll let you know how I feel.
Okay,
It'll be
ask
wrapped
me
up by
tomorrow, but
next
not
week.
today.
Yeah, yeah. In the AL West, Houston is up 4 games on top of Seattle. That's insurmountable.
So I don't know because they play each other coming up.
Well, that's true.
And as of right now, the Mariners own the season series. They're winning the season series. So Houston coming up, they have the Angels this weekend, and then they have the Padres in San Diego.
Ooh,
And then
ooh.
they have the Angels again for 4, and then Seattle for
Ugh.
3, and then end the season in Cleveland. So then the Mariners, their schedule says uh, Texas this weekend, the
Okay.
Yankees in Seattle,
Yep.
at Texas, at Houston, at
Ugh.
home against Oakland.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Sorry, Brad.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I mean, I buried them already, so they're not going to make the playoffs at all. But they've shown over the last week, they've shown some flashes that it's like they could beat anybody. Like they took
They,
it to the Cards last week,
right.
who
Right.
I know, not a great team. But
But
7
they're
games against
spoilers.
Texas, who's kind of reeling right now, kind of
Yeah.
reeling. They don't have Corey Seager the rest of the time, and he's a Mariner killer. So if you don't have him, what do you do?
That helps.
The Yankees, Brig, they're so flawed.
I
I
know.
wouldn't have any confidence in that team from day to day.
I don't.
Although I do think Judge and Soto are going to tear up the Mariners bullpen when it comes to it.
Well, yeah, that's fine. But you're right about being flawed.
And
Speaking
then
of flawed,
Houston, that game's going to be that's going to be a title bout, and or that
yeah.
series is going to be a title bout. And then then the end of the season, Oakland at home. If you need those games, I think they'll be okay. I think this is the thing that I think is what's going to happen is I think that the division is going to come down to fewer than 4 games. Even if the Astros win it, I don't think it'll be more than 2. You know, so I don't know. I think they have a chance to make up some ground here over the next couple weeks, over the next even week before they play each other, and I think that there's a really good chance that it could be favorable for the Mariners. Brig, I think you're frozen, so I'm going to go over to the NL East real quick. The Phillies are 30 games over 500. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They are 8 games up in the division. Sorry, Mets, no chance. It's not going to happen. I'm going to text you, Brig, because I don't know if you know. But I'm going to text you so you know you know. Oh, there he goes. Oh, man. So, hold on. There we go. Let's do that. Because my background doesn't cover the entire background. Anyway, so when Brig gets back, we'll fix it. But anyway, the NL East, the Mets are in second place. And they've surpassed the Braves. Okay, and we'll get to that when we get to the wild card in just a minute. But the East is the Phillies. It's basically wrapped up. Let's move on to the Central. Same thing with the Brewers. The Brewers have wrapped that division up. The Cubs they're too far out of everything. Same thing with the Cards. They're not going to be able to make up enough ground. The NL West, the Dodgers are back up 5 games on the Diamondbacks, 5.5 on the Padres. I don't think that's. They got close, right? They got close there for a few days and then just couldn't get over the hump. So I think the closest the Diamondbacks get might be 4 games at some point, might get within 3 again, but no closer than that. This division is the Dodgers right now. They've basically got it wrapped the rest of the way. Let's look at the wild card while we wait for Brig. Okay, so got your division leaders, like we said, Cleveland, Yankees, and Astros. The wild card, you've got the Orioles are 4.5 up. I don't think that they're going to lose so many games that they're going to lose that spot. They've got that wrapped up. The Royals are up 1.5. The Twins are your line. They're at 0. Okay. And then behind that, you got the Tigers. What the heck? Where'd the Tigers come from? They're selling at the trade deadline. They trade Jack Flaherty. They demote Spencer Torkelson, which, may have been addition by subtraction. I don't know. But man, the Tigers coming out of nowhere, and they're 3.5 back of the Twins, who are 4-6 in their last 10. That's insane. And then you've got Boston and Seattle are both 4 games back. I just think this is tough. The Mariners are 5-5 in their last 10. The Red Sox are 4-6 in their last 10. I don't think the Red Sox are going to win enough games this weekend against the Yankees to make up significant ground. And it seems like on a day that the Twins win, the Royals lose. On a day that the Royals win, the Twins lose. I don't think that any of those 3 teams are going to be able to make up any significant ground. I know 3.5, 4 games is not that much, but when you've got to rely on when you got to rely on kind of basically 2 teams to lose, I don't think that it's going to happen for them. So I've been saying all season that for the Mariners, it's division or bust, and I think that's the case. I think the Red Sox are too far back anywhere. I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think the Tigers are going to be able to sustain where they're at to make enough of a run to make it. But man, what a heck of a run to the end of the season, right? For the Tigers. Crazy. Just crazy. Briggs back. There he is.
Barely. What up, yo?
Fix your mic. I don't think you have your mic set right.
No, it's not. It's because I'm on my friggin' phone. Hold on.
Okay. All right. You're good then. You're good then. We'll roll. Okay. We're on to the National League wild card right now because the National League divisions are basically wrapped. There's no sense. The Phillies, Dodgers, and Brewers, they're up so much in their division that there's nobody going to catch them. But
yeah, I agree.
The NL wild card is fascinating with 4 teams, right? We've got the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Mets, and the Braves are all within 3 games of each other.
It's true.
So the Diamondbacks are up 2. The Padres are up 1.5. The Mets have taken over the line. They're the bottom line. Hold the line.
Hold the line.
No, NL wild card, and the Braves are just a game back. So do you think the Braves will be able to catch the Mets again and get back into that wild card, or do you think the Mets own that spot now?
I think they own it.
I think
That's
so
what
too.
I think. I don't think they're going to get got, but I'm not sure how confident I am in their playoff longevity.
Oh yeah, no, I'm zero confidence in that. I mean, come on now. Let's look at who they'd have to play. But this is my thing with this is that the Brave. It's more about the Braves than it is about the Mets. With the Mets holding that spot, right? Because I've said it before. I said it a couple weeks ago that I think that there are too many dents in that armor for the Braves that they're just not going to be able to overcome it anymore. You can only overcome so many injuries.
Yeah,
right.
I
Everybody
agree.
has injuries, but some teams get bitten by the bug more than others, and if you just can't overcome them all. So, and it's fine. It happens, right?
Yeah.
You just chalk it up to a bad year. So, and then with the AL wild card, Brig, I said that. So you've got the Twins of the line. Tigers are 3.5 back. Red Sox and Mariners are 4. I think that number is too big for those 3 teams. I think that it's going to be the Orioles, Royals, and Twins in the wild card.
Orioles, Royals, and Twins. Yeah.
Yeah, Orioles are up 4.5. Nobody's catching them. Catching them.
No.
The Royals are 1.5 up, and I think that's just enough because the one thing I was saying, and I've kind of noticed since I've really started tracking the wild card like really close since the Mariners got close-ish, is that the Royals and Twins basically win and lose every other day.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not gonna catch that unless you go on a hot streak, and I don't see that happening.
And they got a slump too, right? It's just exactly the wrong time. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, I think that the wild card is pretty much locked up. But man, if the Tigers were to catch them, though, could you imagine?
That'd be so awesome. Just for the sake of throwing the dice, right?
Oh, I know. Just for the sake of chaos, because that's one thing that I love. Like, I love to follow my team, but man, if there's chaos, I am absolutely here for it.
Big fan.
Agent of sports chaos.
Okay, especially if your team's not in it, then you just want to see chaos.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I cheer for chaos in college football, because I don't have a team.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
I don't have a team either in college football. They play, but I don't know if I have a team. They field one.
I consider myself a college football atheist. There's no team.
That's awesome.
There's no team for me. Okay, let's go through the TV schedule real quick. Friday, tomorrow, your MLB TV free game of the day is actually the Rangers at the Mariners. That game starts at 10:10 p.m. These are all Eastern time. Your Apple TV Plus games, you've got the Red Sox at the Yankees at 7:05, because of course you do. And then your other game is the Dodgers at the Braves at 7:20 p.m. And then your ESPN Plus game is the Mets at the Phillies at 6:40.
Saturday, MLB TV's free game of the day will have the Mets at the Phillies for your playoff primer. That'll be at 4:05 p.m. on MLB TV. There is no FS1 game. Then on Fox at 7:15, there's
it's going on right now. It's Thursday
going
night.
On right now.
It's not Saturday.
Yep. I was going to say that. And then ESPN Plus features the Brew Crew in Arizona. That'll be at 8:10 p.m. on Saturday.
And Sunday, your free game of the day on MLB TV is the Royals at the Pirates. It's at 1:35 p.m. Your Roku game is the Reds at the Twins at 1:05 p.m. Your ESPN Plus game is the Red Sox at the Yankees at 1:35 p.m. because they could not. I'm actually shocked that it's not the night game, Rick.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
I saw they were playing this weekend, and I was legitimately shocked. But instead, it's the Dodgers and the Braves at 7:10 p.m. I think when they set that up, they thought it was going to be a better matchup than what it's going to end up being. But anywho, let's get into our series to watch, brought to you by SeatGeek. If we're going to games this weekend, these are the games we would go to, and we would get there using SeatGeek. SeatGeek. You can too by heading to SeatGeek.com and using code BaseballTogether to save $20 on your first order. That's baseball together, one word, at SeatGeek.com to get your tickets to the biggest games this weekend and anytime. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MLB. Okay, the series I'm watching this weekend, Brig, for sure. The Rangers at the Mariners, 1000%. Got to be watching
Super
that.
duh. Yep.
The Astros at the Angels. The Angels have been pretty good at playing spoiler lately. Can you believe they're actually last place in the AL West?
Nope.
Not the A's, because the
Isn't
A's have
that
been one of
bizarre?
the better teams
It's
since the All-Star break.
bonkers. I don't get it.
So they could potentially play some spoilers this weekend. I don't know if they will, but we'll see. Another one, I'm going to be paying attention to the Dodgers and the Braves because I want to see if Ohtani gets 50-50 this weekend.
That's what I was going to say. Yep. That's what I'll be watching is Dodgers Braves. If I thought I could pull off going, I would go. Yankees Red Sox, super duh. That'll probably consume. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I would if I was going. That's how I'd do it. The Mets Phillies is fantastic storyline, but I'm watching Yankees Red Sox. Like that's going to be all consuming.
Yeah, absolutely. Faux show. Let's wrap things up here with today in baseball history. September 12th, 1930, Brooklyn catcher Al Lopez drives a ball over the head of Cincinnati left fielder Bob Musial, and the ball bounces into the bleachers at Ebbets Field. It would be the Major League's last recorded bounce home run. The National League declares after the season that such a hit would be ruled a double. The American League had made the change after the 1929 season. How many?
Yeah, they did.
How many bounce home runs do you think Babe Ruth had, Brig?
4.
I wonder if we can look that up. I wonder if that's something that is readily available.
I don't know.
Because that's
Should
something
find
you
out.
think about.
It's true.
Okay, legitimately, what's your guess?
Did you look it up? Is it available?
I've got an answer right here.
Okay, so Yankee Stadium was built in 23. This was in 29. I'm saying he had 30.
30. That is a lot more than the actual number of 0.
What? Okay, you had me psyched out. You got me.
Mission accomplished.
Nailed it.
Yeah, he said he never hit a bounce home run. But
Oh,
I don't know.
he
I
said.
might need to dig. Well, so, and maybe he didn't consider. But anyway, I'm gonna look deeper into it, and I'm gonna have an answer on the big show Monday.
All right,
or when it comes out on
that's
Tuesday.
great.
Because I'm legitimately curious if we just I don't want to say been duped all these years.
Don't you dare.
But when did you learn about bounce home runs, though, Brig?
I don't know, like 3:00 this afternoon or something. No, no, I don't remember. But it hasn't been as long as it should have been. You know what I mean?
I would say within the last few years for me, I learned about them, and it was just kind of one of those casting things where, like, I reading something about how bounce what once was considered a home run is now considered a ground rule double, and I was like,
yeah,
huh.
That's what I'm thinking too. It's probably 4 or 5 years at the longest.
Yeah. Anyway, well, let's get out of here. We're reaching our 30 minutes, but before we do, we want to remind you about Patreon. Head over to patreon.com, search Baseball Together, support the show, or you can click the link down in the description to head straight there and see our 5 tiers of support, what you get. I'll tell you, everybody gets, at the very least, a sticker in the bullpen cut, the unedited version of every single episode. There's some extra conversation with some of our Ball Talk episodes. In fact, we have a Ball Talk episode coming out tomorrow with Carly Tressel, she's an editor of the Under Review, right, Brig?
Yep, she sure is.
So we had a lot of fun talking to her. I thought we had some great conversation. We are going to have some more episodes of that coming up, and you get a little bit of bonus footage if you are a member of our Rooters on Patreon. So go check it out. But baseball family, we will catch you next week.